Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye. Before reciting the Srimad Bhagavatam, which is the very means of conquest, one should offer respectful obeisances unto the personality of Godhead, Narayan, unto Nar Narayan Rishi, the supermost human being, unto Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning, and unto Srila Vyasadeva, author. Nashtipraishu bhadreshu nityam bhagavati sevaya bhagavate ruttama shloke bhaktir bhavati naishtiki. By regular attendance in classes on the Bhagavatam and by rendering service to the pure devotees, all that is troublesome to the heart is almost completely destroyed, and loving service unto the personality of Godhead, who is praised with a song, established as an irrevocable fact. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. My spiritual master opened my eyes with the torchlight of knowledge. Full obeisances unto him. Mukham karoti vachalam pangam langayate girim tatkripatam am vande Shri Guru Dinatarinim. I offer my respectful obeisances unto my spiritual master, the deliverer of the fallen souls, whose mercy turns the dumb into an eloquent speaker and enables the lame to cross the mountains. Hare Krishna. So before we start, Maharaj will be reciting a very nice poetry. You want to speak on the mic?
Yeah, we just finished it.
Do we have another mic for Maharaj? Thank you. No, I mean this one. Yeah.
Thank you for this opportunity. Okay.
Why don't you come here and recite? You'll be on broadcast.
Well, it's up to you. I can just say it loud.
Okay, sure.
Okay. This is from the Mahabharata. The game, the gamble. When Krishna was an adult, his response to the earth's insult was to sit in deliberation and dismiss the current administration. He saw the world was rotting. Essential values were forgotten. Entrenched in lust, anger, greed, it called for a change indeed. The royals summoned a match. That Duryodhan did dispatch. A ploy to gain more land, he decided to use a toxic hand. At a crooked game of dice, determined to add some spice, the Pandavas were the target, with Yudhishthir to mock at. Shakuni came on board. With dice, he was the lord. Yudhishthir was obliged to play. He could not get away. The game then did begin, drawing attention within. With tension in the air, Shakuni did then dare. He rolled across the floor the dice that would give more. Yudhishthir took a shot. Luck would help a lot. His throw was quite pathetic. Against the hand magnetic. As the dice went on the roll, the game got out of control. The stakes were very high that no one could deny, and the passion of the wager, offering his life, was major. It's one thing to lose your brother, but to lose another. Wife Draupadi was dragged into the hall in her period, humiliated by all. Duryodhan gave the naked order, going beyond his border, and dealings totally rough. Sri Krishna just had enough. At the place where she did fall was the attempt to strip all. An ugly hand grabbed her sari, an impulse of the evil party. Krishna observed from afar, angered as if to declare war. He mystically appeared right there to protect the one who's fair. With her surrender beyond compare, he supplied her plenty to wear. It was nothing short of a miracle. She earned the shield of Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Very nice.
His Holiness Bhakti Maharaj Swami ki
Jai.
Rhymes with move.
Okay. So we're reading from Canto 7, Chapter 8, and we'll continue the verses after Abhinav's class. Can you pull that? Okay, it's there. Maharaj, would you like to recite? Just read the translation.
Yes, we can. Manifesting a full effulgence and a fearsome countenance, Lord Narasimha, being very angry and finding no contest to face his power and opulence, then sat down in the assembly hall on the excellent throne of the king. Because of fear and obedience, no one could control it to serve the Lord correctly.
Hiranyakashipu had been exactly like a fever of meningitis in the head of the three worlds. Thus, when the wives of the demigods in the heavenly planets saw that the great demon had been killed by the personal hands of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, their faces blossomed in great joy. The wives of the demigods again and again showered flowers from heaven upon Lord Narasimha like rain.
At that time, the airplanes of the demigods who desired to see the activities of the Supreme Lord, Narayana, crowded the sky. The demigods began beating drums and kettle drums, and upon hearing them, the angelic woman began to dance, while the chiefs of the Gandharvas sang sweetly.
My dear King Yudhishthir, the demigods then approached the Lord. They were headed by Lord Brahma, Lord Indra, and Lord Shiva, and included great saintly persons and the residents of Pitraloka, Siddhaloka, Vidyadharaloka, and the planet of the snakes. The Manas approached, and so did the chiefs of various other planets. The angelic dancers approached, as did the Gandharvas, the Charanas, the Yakshas, the inhabitants of Kinnaraloka, the Vaitalas, the inhabitants of Purusharaloka, and the personal servants of Vishnu, like Sulanda and Kumunda. All of them came near the Lord, who glowed with intense light. They individually offered their obeisances and prayers, their hands folded at their heads.
From Brahma prayed, My Lord, you are unlimited, and you possess unending attentions. No one can estimate or calculate your prowess and wonderful influence, for your actions are never polluted by the material energy through the material qualities. You very easily create the universe, maintain it, and again annihilate it. Yet you remain the same without
Deterioration.
I therefore offer my respectful obeisances unto you.
Lord Shiva said, The end of the millennium is the time for your anger. Now that the insignificant demon Hiranyakashipu has been killed, O my Lord, who are very naturally affectionate to your devotee, kindly protect his son Prahlad Maharaj, who is standing nearby as your fully surrendered devotee.
King Indra said, O Supreme Lord, You are our deliverer and protector. Our shares of sacrifice, which are actually yours, have been recovered from the demon body. Because of their demonic king, Hiranyakashipu was most fearsome, our hearts, which are your permanent abode, were overtaken by him. Now, by your presence, the gloom and darkness in our hearts have been dissipated. O Lord, for those who always engage in your service, which is more exalted than liberation, all material opulence is insignificance. They do not even care for liberation, not to speak of the benefits of karma, artha, and dharma.
All the saintly persons present offered their prayers in this way. O Lord, O supreme maintainer of those sheltered at your lotus feet, O original personality of Godhead, the process of austerity and penance, in which you instructed us before, is the spiritual power of your very self. It is by austerity that you create the material world, which lies dormant within you. This austerity was almost stopped by the activities of this demon, but now, by yourself appearing in the form of Nrsimhadev, which is meant just to give us protection, and by killing this demon, you have again approved the process of austerity.
It's 44. The inhabitants of the local pray, let us offer our respectful to Lord Nrsimhadev, the maintainer of the religious principles of the universe. He has killed Hiranyakashipu, the demon, who by force enjoyed all the offerings of the Shraddha ceremonies performed by our sons and grandsons on the anniversaries of our death, and who drank the water and sea centuries offered in many places of people. By killing this demon, O Lord, you have taken back all the stolen property found in some demon by piercing it with your nails. We therefore wish you to offer our respectful society.
The inhabitants of Siddhaloka pray, O Lord Nrsimhadeva, because we belong to Siddhaloka, we automatically achieve perfection in all 8 kinds of mystic power. Yet Hiranyakashipu was so dishonest that by the strength of his power and austerity, he took away all our powers. Thus he became very proud of his mystic strength. Now, because this rogue has been killed by your nails, we offer our respectful obeisances unto you.
Text 46. The inhabitants of Vidyadhar Loka prayed, our required power to appear and disappear in various ways according to varieties of meditation was banned by that foolish Hiranyakashipu. Because of his pride in his superior bodily strength and his ability to conquer others, now the Supreme Personality of Godhead has killed him just as if the demon were his enemy. Unto that supreme pastime form of the Lord, Nrsimhadev, we eternally offer our respectful obeisances.
Text 47. The inhabitants of Nagaloka say, the most sinful Hiranyakashipu took away all the jewels in our rooms and all our beautiful wives. Now since his chest has been pierced by your nails, you are the source of all pleasure to our wives. Thus we together offer our respectful obeisances unto you.
All the Manus offered their prayers as follows. As your order carriers, O Lord, we, the Manus, are the lawgivers for human society. But because of the temporary supremacy of this great demon, Hiranyakashipu, our laws for maintaining Varnashram Dharma were destroyed. O Lord, now that you have killed this great demon, we are in our normal condition. Kindly order us, your eternal servants, what to do now.
What to do?
The Prajapatis offered their prayers as follows. O Supreme Lord, Lord of even Brahma and Shiva, we, the Prajapatis, we created by you to execute your orders, but we were forbidden by Hiranyakashipu to create any more good progeny. Now the demon is lying dead before us, his chest pierced by you. Let us therefore offer our respectful obeisances unto you, whose incarnation in this form of pure goodness is meant for the welfare of the entire universe.
The inhabitants of Dharmaloka prayed, Your Lordship, we never engaged in your service by dancing and singing in private opinions. But this Hiranyakashipu, by the influence of his bodily strength and wealth, brought us under his subjection. Now he has been brought to this low condition by your lordship. What benefit can result from the activities of such an abstract as celebration?
Text 51. The inhabitants of the Charana planet said, O Lord, because you have destroyed the demon Hiranyakashipu, who was always a stake in the hearts of all honest men, we are now relieved, and we eternally take shelter of your lotus feet, which award the conditioned soul liberation from materialistic contamination.
Okay, that's it. We'll go to text 40. Shri Brahma Vacha Natosmi Anantaya Duranta Shaktaye Vichitra Viraya Pavitra Karmane Vishwasya Sarga Sthiti Samyamam Gune Swalilaya Sandatate Vayatmane
Shri Brahma Vacha
Shri Brahma Vacha
Natosmi Anantaya Duranta Shaktaye
Natosmi Anantaya Duranta Shaktaye Vichitra Viryaya Pavitra Karmane
Vishwasya sargasthiti samyamam
Vishwasya Sarga Sthiti Samyaman Gune Swalila Sandadev Mane
Shri Brahma Vacha
Shri Brahma Vacha
Natosmi Anantaya Duranta Saktaye
Natosmi Anantaya Duranta Shaktaye Vichitra Viryaya Pavitra Karmane
Vishwasya sarga sthiti samyam gune
Vishwasya Sarga Sthiti Samyam Gune
Swalilaya Sandate Vyatmate Shri Brahma Vacha Natosmi Anantaya Duranta Shaktaye
Vichitra Viryaya Pavitra Karmane
Vichitra Viryaya Pavitra Karmane
Vishwasya sarga sthiti samyan guneha
Vishwasya Sarga Sthiti Samyam Gune
Swalilaya Sandatate Vyayatmane
Swalilaya Sandate Vyatmate
Shri Brahma Vacha
Shri Brahma Vacha
Natosmi Anantaya Duranta Shaktaye
Natosmi Anantaya Duranta Shaktaye
Vichitra Viryaya Pavitra Karmane
Vichitra Virya Pavitra Karmane
Vishwasya Sarga Sthiti Samyam Gune
Swalilaya Sandhate Vyatmane
All right, synonyms together. Shri Brahma Uvacha, Lord Brahma said, Nata, bow down. Asmi, I am. Anantaya, unto the unlimited Lord. Duranta, very difficult to find an end to. Shaktaye, who possesses different potencies. Vichitra Viraya, having varieties of prowess. Pavitra Karmane, whose action have no reaction. Even though doing contrary things, he remains without contamination by the material modes. Ishwasya, of the universe. Sarga, creation. Siti, maintenance. Samyaman, and annihilation. Gunai, by the material qualities. Swalilaya, very easily. Sandate, performs. Avyaye Atmane, whose personality never deteriorates. Translation, we'll read all together. Lord Brahma prayed, "My Lord, you are unlimited and you possess unending potencies. No one can estimate or calculate your prowess and wonderful influence, for your actions are never polluted by the material energy. Through the material qualities, your very easily universe, maintain it and again and highlight it. Yet you remain the same without deterioration. I therefore offer my respectful obeisances unto you." Purport. Vrindavan, would you like to read the purport?
The activities of the Lord are always wonderful. His personal servants Jaya and Vijaya were confidential friends. Yet they were cursed, and they accepted bodies of demons. Again, in the family of one such deity, Prahlada Maharaj was caused to take birth to exhibit the behavior of an exalted devotee. And then the Lord accepted the body of Viśakha to kill that same deity, who by the Lord's own will had taken birth in a demonic family. Therefore, who can understand the Lord's transcendental activities? Not to speak of understanding the transcendental activities of the Lord, no one can understand even the activities of his servants. In Chaitanya Kamita, it is said that Tenra Vakya Kriya Buddha Vijaya. No one can understand the activities of the Lord's servants. Therefore, what to speak of the activities of the Lord? Who can understand how Krishna is benefiting from the entire world? The Lord is addressed as Bhuvanta Sakti because no one can understand his potencies and how he acts.
Jai, thank you. So, we know what's happening in this chapter. Yesterday, Abhinav gave such a beautiful summary of what's happening in the chapter. We know the story. 4 Kumaras, they curse Ajay and Vijay, who are the gatekeepers of Vaikuntha. They have two options. One is to take 3 births as demons, and then another option is to take birth as devotees for few lifetimes. So they opt for shorter version, which is taking birth as a demon 3 times and get killed by the Lord, and that way you get liberated. So and right now what's happening is Nrsimhadev, he appears out of the pillar, kills Hiranyakashipu, and now every demigod, they're watching from their heavenly abode, and they're just observing that it's so nice. Hiranyakashipu is finally dead. This is what we wanted, and they're like showering flowers and glorifying Lord Nrsimhadev. Lord is like it's a very fearful form, right? One of the names of Lord Nrsimhadev is Antarmali. Does anyone know the meaning? Antarmali means the one who wears the intestines of garland of intestines. So because he wears the intestines of Hiranyakashipu, there's a picture, right? So it's little scary. We're devotees, so we're not really scared. But if you think about it, let's say you had. There was someone who was blackmailing you, who doesn't know, who Krishna is, who Lord Nrsimhadev is, and someone would be like, if you don't do this, I will kill you. And you just take out this picture of Lord Nrsimhadev, that one, and put it right here, Antarmali picture. He would be also, well, what is this? How do you know him? Right? So he's quite fearsome because it shows that he protects his devotees. So everyone is scared. All the demigods are scared to approach him. But then, still everyone gets together, and Brahma is heading this, this league, and then they go and glorify Lord Nrsimhadev. So when I read this chapter, just the another chapter, like the translations that we read, I come across like 3 points that I will be discussing. So first thing we'll discuss about demons, whether or not, if they exist in spiritual world or not. And second part is how Krishna reciprocates with his devotees. Because listen, this entire Leela of Lord Nrsingadev is reciprocation with Prahlad Maharaj, right? And then third is how to please Krishna. Like, what is that quality that, like, how old is Prahlad Maharaj? Yeah. Like, what are those qualities that Prahlad Maharaj has? Like, how can, like, 5 years old, that's not even like, Srila Prabhupada says, like, if you practice Krishna consciousness for a certain number of years, you'll get to see the changes. He's literally just 5 years old. So how is he able to please Krishna in such a way that Lord comes out of the pillar and protects him? So let's start with the first one, like whether or not if demons exist in the spiritual world. So before that, I'll just give you a little bit of context. So I mentioned this before, but I'll just repeat this, that, Goloka, it's quite confusing, right? Some people say you'll go back to Godhead Vaikuntha, some people say you go back to Godhead, to Golok, and then someone says Vrindavan. So how many addresses do I have, right? This is a very common question that anyone could think. So how it's like is, Goloka has 3 parts, okay? So in the center is Gokul, okay, where certain rasa is dominant in between. Then outside Gokul is Vrindavan. Now there is a different rasa here. Then outside Vrindavan is Shvetadvip. Now there is another rasa. So first circle, Gokul, the dominant rasa here is, does anyone know? Swakya rasa. Swakya rasa is where you're married, where gopis are married to Krishna. Then outside this is Vrindavan, where the dominant rasa is, anyone knows? Parakya. That's right. Parakya ras, where you're not married to Krishna. So I'm like, there are not many married people in this room, but there is, whoever has experiences can relate that. Like, there's a beautiful feeling that you have right before you get married. You're having those exchanges, you have this feeling that I'll be with this person together. It's a very beautiful time. Not that anything after is not nice, but that's again a very beautiful time. And this can never be compared to that original experience in spiritual world. So Gokul has Swakya Bhav, then outside Gokul is Vrindavan, which has Parakya Bhav, where no one is married, and outside that, where Shvetadvip is, that's where Audarya Ras is more dominant, meaning that there is a lot of compassion, mercy, and like Lord Chaitanya kind of mood, like lot of compassion and mercy, right? So out of these 3, Vrindavan is like 1,000-petaled lotus, and it's very like all those relationships there have the highest position. Like all the rasas are very nice, all relationships are nice, but this is the most dominant one, Parakya ras, and it surpasses all other rasas. So now what happens is that dham is known as aprakat dham. Aprakat means something that doesn't manifest, and this dham, like the one, for example, in India, Vrindavan, Mayapur, or Mathura, Dwarka, that is known as prakat dham. So prakat means that manifest, aprakat means something that doesn't manifest. So this is very interesting. So whatever happens here in prakat dham is actually happening in a prakat dham. Same thing, there's no difference. So whatever, again I'll repeat, whatever happens here is happening there, right? So so when Krishna comes when Krishna comes from aprakat leela to prakat leela, like here on planet Earth, along with him he brings his associate. So generally what happens is, like let's say in Vrindavan he has this relationship with Nanda Maharaj and Mother Yashoda. So they also accompany him to planet Earth, right? They also accompany him, but at the same time, sorry, 1 second, it's cold. So they also accompany him, but then at the same time, generally who comes to Prakat Dham, they first go to Vaikuntha and they serve as Vishnu's servant for like many lifetimes. And after that, they come to material world as demigods. And after that, like, they participate in Leela. But like for example, in Mother Yashoda and Nanda Maharaj's case, what happened is when Krishna appeared on earth, Mother Yashoda and Nanda Maharaj, who are in the spiritual world, they have their expansions in Vaikuntha and heavenly abode. So the name of those expansions are Vasu Drona, one of the 8 Vasus, and Dhara, the wife of. So that's Mother Yashoda and Nanda Maharaj in heavenly abode. So what generally this is the rule, not the rule, but this is just the norm, that anyone who is the demigods and like the Vaikuntha expansions, they come and participate in Lord's Leela. So but now what happened is when Krishna appeared, Mother Yashoda and Krishna along with Vasu and Dhara, they also appeared. Sorry, Drona and Dhara, they also appeared. So there were 2 sets of parents, but they're same. Does it make sense? Does it make sense? So, okay. So these roles are eternal. Mother Yashoda and Nanda Maharaj, these roles are eternal, right? So the original devotees are existing in the spiritual world. Generally, what happens is that when Krishna appears on earth, all these associates, they also appear on the earth. But usually they don't leave the dham. Dhamvasis, they never leave the dham because they're very attached to the dham. So what happens is their expansions in Vaikuntha and heavenly planet come, right? So there was a situation that, Drona and Dhara, who are expansions of Nanda Maharaj and Yashoda in heavenly planet, along with the original like version of Nanda Maharaj and Yashoda mother, they appeared on earth, but then eventually they merged into, anyway, so this is not related, but what I'm trying to say is that whatever pastimes are happening here are also happening in the spiritual world. Now that also means that the pastimes of killing Kansa, Putna, and all are also happening in the spiritual world, right? Now this is confusing, right? Because if you've read Brihad Bhagavatamrita, Srila Sanatana Goswami explains that, like, he's talking about spiritual world and he mentions demons like Putna, Kaliya, Kansa, and at the same time Srila Prabhupada says that demons have no facility in the spiritual world. Like, the whole point of practicing bhakti yoga is to get purified, to go back to Godhead. Along with that, in Brahma Samhita 5.5, also there is a description that not 1, not 2, not 3, there are 10 tridents that protect the spiritual sky from letting anyone enter who doesn't have the grace of Krishna. So now the question is, how do demons exist then in the spiritual world? And these pastimes are going eternally. So how does this happen? Do you think like demons exist in spiritual world, or they don't exist in spiritual world? If they exist, then how come if they exist, then why is Srila Prabhupada saying that demons don't have facility? Like Hiranyakashipu is being ripped apart, right? So Lord Nrsimhadev is in the spiritual world. So if Hiranyakashipu is not there, then whom is he ripping apart? Yes, Antariksha.
Just I guess demons, they worship demigods, and they use demigods, they get the powers from them, and that's how they get the...
Okay, so you're saying demons exist in spiritual world?
Yes.
Yes, okay, yes.
You were saying that parents of Krishna, they exist and it's their expansion.
Right.
And it makes me question whether all our personalities exist there and we just our expansions here, or...
That's a longer and deeper topic. We can discuss it on the side.
So if the answer is yes, then the demons do exist
I
here
see.
and they just expand themselves here.
Okay. But if the demons exist, then isn't like spiritual places also not safe then? Because demons exist?
But they are fulfilling Lord's...
Right.
He gave him a choice, either 3 lives as a demon
Yeah.
or few lives as a devotee. So maybe they are just playing a role?
Right, that's actually the answer. So there is a very beautiful commentary, Darshini. It's a commentary on Brihad Bhagavatamrita. So in which Srila Sanatan Goswami, he explains that demons have no facility. Prabhupada is right, there is no facility for the demons. But at the same time, these demons, they appear and disappear. Right? Now, they appear and disappear. So how it happens? Through Yoga Maya. She does it. So the question is, anyone? That's not his nature, right? Like just being now.
He fights because he has the strength to fight. Like he can do anything. He wants to, like Jay and Vijay were cursed because Lord wanted to fight and he wanted someone who is as strong as himself to fight.
Okay. All right. Yes, Leo.
Maybe to perform a lila, to give a chance for the devotees to glorify him, like we.
Right. Right. And yes, Chakleshwar.
And one explanation is to give liberation service.
Right. Okay, sounds good. And anyone else? Maharaj, what do you think?
Well, Krishna does like to fight.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
I will counter what was said before.
Yes, he likes to wrestle with his friends and all, but like talking about why would Krishna want to fight, like come as Hiranyakashipu and rip apart someone's intestines?
He loves good drama.
He loves good drama. Okay. Anyone else? There's one very funny answer that Srila Prabhupada gives. He says that way Krishna keeps his body fit, so that's why he likes to fight. And there's another beautiful thing that happens in the spiritual world, that with the potency of Yoga Maya, so Dhamvasis and Krishna, they both keep forgetting what's happening. So that's why the pastimes are eternal. Like, when we say these pastimes are eternal, so this is like a routine. It just keeps happening. So every time Krishna didn't know that what's happening, in same way Dhamvasis wouldn't know like what's happening. So that's why pastimes remain eternal. So that's happening in Golok. Now you know like how do demons exist, if they exist or if they don't exist in the spiritual world. Then we'll come to the next part. Krishna's reciprocation with the devotees. There's a very nice description when we'll go further that this was actually also quoted by Srila Prabhupada's first class in Mayapur in 1877. I think that's when the 7th canto came out, if I'm correct.
1877.
Yeah, 1870. No? Okay, sorry. Yeah, sorry. 1977. That's where the 7th canto came out, and then Srila Prabhupada said a very beautiful thing, that it's like how Lord reciprocates with his devotees is, so it's the same hand of Lord Nrsimhadev which rips apart the chest of Hiranyakashipu and it's padding Prahlad Maharaj on his head. You see, like, the line has like little padding of tissues and certain thing that is here. You know what I'm talking about, right? And he pats Prahlad Maharaj and protects him, and at the same time uses the same hand to rip apart. So it's like, so basically whatever is our mood, how we approach Krishna is how he reciprocates with us, right? Like if we're running late for morning program, 10 minutes late, then Krishna will also be 10 minutes late. And and when you need him urgently, help will come, but maybe 10 minutes late. So like there is does anyone know that full verse? Purnamadam Purnamidam yes, please go ahead.
Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnat Mudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate.
You know the translation?
The Lord is
you can paraphrase it, no problem. Yes.
The Lord is complete, and all of his part and parcels are also complete, and the complete whole is complete. It's like
yes. So basically, the Lord is complete in himself, and any units that emanate from him are also complete in itself, right? So Lord is complete, meaning that he can do anything to like he can reciprocate with Hiranyakashipu in his way, and he can also reciprocate with Prahlad Maharaj. He's not incomplete. It's not like he's only nice and he can only reciprocate with Prahlad Maharaj. It's not like he cannot reciprocate with Hiranyakashipu. So that's why I'm mentioning that why the Lord is so perfect. Like the whole point of there is something like how do we experience Krishna's reciprocation in our life is yes.
I just remember one of the other reasons of why Krishna fights is like remember in Kurukshetra war, Bhishma wanted Krishna to fight. That's why Krishna wanted to reciprocate with him. So like you just said that Hiranyakashipu, Krishna can reciprocate with Hiranyakashipu and also Hiranyakashipu. That's why maybe he fights.
Right. Okay. Sounds good. Sounds reasonable. And like there's no absolute answer for it. Like that, yeah, this is why he fights. Because, the whole purport explains that no one can understand how Krishna is thinking. So coming back to this this topic of Krishna's reciprocation. So Krishna has individual relationship with every devotee, right? Even if within the ISKCON, if you see, every devotee has a different mood, right? Like Maharaj likes drama, Devanshi likes kirtan, there are some other devotees, Vaisheshika Prabhu likes distributing books, right? Everyone have their own mood, right? Now, it's not like one mood is superior to another or anything like that, but the mood in which you approach Krishna is very important. So the whole point of practicing Krishna consciousness is to land up in a service that keeps us ecstatic, which makes us want to think that 24 hours are very less to do certain service because I really like it. And it's not like it's a one-day realization. You wake up, okay, I like to work in Govindas. This is my service for Krishna. That's how I please Krishna. Or I like to play mridanga, and this is my service. This is how I will please Krishna. It might take some time to know, but discovering the best possible way in which we can blissfully please Krishna is very, very important, right? So, because when we please Krishna, then Krishna pleases us back. Then again, this cycle goes on. So Krishna is pleased and he pleases his devotees. Then again, Krishna is pleased and he pleases his devotee. So this is known as Nitya Yukta. What was it? Upasate. Nitya Yukta Upasate. The cycle goes on. Now take some time and reflect for 2 minutes and see, do you have any service on your mind that you think doesn't allow you to, like you don't feel tired doing it. You feel very happy doing it. And you feel like, I can just go on and go on with this service and I don't feel tired. Take 2 minutes and think about it. And if you don't have an answer, it's not a problem. It's not a problem.
What's the question?
What is that service that makes you feel happy in Krishna consciousness? Like you feel you're pleasing Krishna and you feel 24 hours or less for that service. When you go to bed, you feel like, when am I going to wake up so that I can continue this service? Is there any service like that so far? Yes, Vrindavan.
When I discuss this knowledge and try to share it with others or learn from others about it, that's like very blissful for me.
And you feel like you can just go on and on with this. That's beautiful. Anyone else? Sarthak, I think someone yesterday told me that Sarthak is just busy. Every time you go to his room, he's looking at the website of Bhakti Academy, looking at social media of Bhakti Academy, editing some video, this video, that video, right? So the service is making you blissful, and you think like devotees are getting pleased and Krishna is getting pleased. So that's a service. Is something like this? There's no service that you feel pleased with or blissful in? Yes, Amala.
Talking to different people, reaching out to them and sharing Krishna consciousness.
Okay. Sounds like book distribution. Sounds like a book distribution. Preaching is attracting people. Okay. You feel like you can go on and on. We also know he can go on and on. You have to stop him. Okay. Yes.
thinking and working on how we can make this Bhakti Academy project better and better.
Yes.
And also leading kirtans for Krishna's pleasure.
Right? So it's just so beautiful, right? It's something or the other, but it's something that we have to find out. It might take decades to know which service is that where I feel blissful, where I feel nice, and at the same time I'm able to please Krishna. And we can try out different services, sometimes lead kirtan, sometimes offer Guru Puja, sometimes give a class, sometimes wash the pots, sometimes mop the floor, give, like whatever is possible. There was one devotee of Srila Prabhupada, disciple of Srila Prabhupada, who asked Srila Prabhupada, what is that you would like me to do for Krishna? And Srila Prabhupada asked him, what is that you would like to do for Krishna? And he realized that, in ISKCON, this is a big problem. I think in those days, the problem was getting mridangas. So you get mridangas from India and they claim mridangas is one simple accident and, they just break, right? Even in the temple, they just break. So he said, I will make the mridangas that cannot be broken. So he made Balaram mridanga. That devotee. So anything, whatever is your contribution, like one good example is Ramayana. If anyone knows, when the bridge was being constructed, everyone was participating in whichever way it's possible. Squirrel was participating, a bird was participating, monkeys and Hanuman and demigods, and everyone was busy, just putting in whatever we have. So realizing that is very nice. Now, one thing is, let's say, how would you know if a service is for you or not? Because not every service is for everyone, right? Let's say there is a service, like what Acharya Thakur Prabhu is doing and what Chakleshwar Prabhu is doing, building an elevator. Making arrangements for installing elevator. Can I do that? No, I cannot. Similarly, what Venkatesh, Sarthak and Monil and Devanshi all are doing with those videos, can I do that? No, right? So how would I know if certain service is for me or not? How will Krishna give me a signal? Yes.
If we have the required skill set or not, and also if we are feeling blissful in that service or not.
Right. That's the right answer. Antrich.
It brings us closer to Krishna. It increases that love for him.
Right. Absolutely. Yes.
If at the end of the day we're only able to do it for Krishna's service, even when no one is present around us or no one is appreciating us for that service,
right.
And if it makes you blissful, that's fine.
Right. So understanding Krishna's clues, right? That this is a service that is keeping my heart and mind in it. My heart and mind is just attracted to it. I don't feel, if I'm sleeping, I'm just in a way, I'm in a mood that I want to wake up tomorrow and do the same service. You feel different kind of bliss. All services are nice, no doubt about it. But there would be certain, Srila Prabhupada also said this thing in one of his classes, which one was it, I can't recall, but a devotee should be a jack of all trades, master of one. Right? Jack of all trades, master of one. Should know everything, but there should be one thing that you think you can do to please Krishna. So, and when you do that, then Krishna reciprocates with you. So it's just very easy. Bhakti is very easy. And we don't have to be homogeneous. If Monil is chanting 34 rounds, then, Siyama should also chant 34 rounds. Or if Amala is dancing in kirtan and I don't feel like dancing, but I will also dance. It just depends, right? So please know that Mahatma Prabhu also emphasizes this a lot in his japa workshops, that Krishna loves you as you are. Just be the authentic version of your own self. And now this Devanshi's answer brings me to the last part of this class is, it's very, very simple and short and sweet. What is that best way to please Krishna? This is something that you Prabhus should tell me. Because you Prabhus are doing a very good job that way. Yes, Prabhu.
Always try to keep your mind on Krishna.
Okay. Okay. I think that's a fair answer. That's still more internally. What is more, which is, yes?
To love what you're doing, even if you're not really, to try to love.
Okay.
To see Krishna.
Right.
To satisfy the Krishna's devotees.
Okay, to satisfy Krishna's devotees. Okay, yes?
Not to steal what they are doing and see that I'm doing the correct thing.
Okay, that's a fair point. Yes, Munil?
Yes, to help other devotees come closer to Krishna.
To help other devotees come to Krishna. Okay, what else?
Just to follow Guru, Sadhu and Shastra.
Follow Guru, Sadhu and Shastra. Okay.
Sarthak had a point.
Yes, Sarthak.
Same that gentleman said. I think very good.
Okay, Amala, go ahead.
Sorry.
Okay.
To keep on doing whatever your loving service is without seeking for any attention.
That's like the best answer. Like if you can just do the service and continue to do it without caring about who will be recognized for it and who will get the credit, because then you're actually doing the service to please Krishna. You know what I mean? Does this make sense? Right? Like if you do a service, like there are two kinds of service that are performed. It's very evident, right? It's very evident. You'll see certain devotees, they render service, like, the devotees in the kitchen, Radha Gopinath Prabhu and his team, they just wash the pots. They don't come to the temple making a big announcement. Oh, hello, Haripol, I'm here, I'm going to wash the pots. He doesn't do that, right? Very quietly he washes the pots, engages other people. It's not like he's getting any credit for it. It's not like, his name is being, announced in ISKCON news or something, but he's just rendering the service. And why is he doing that? Because that's actually to please the Lord. There's, I think one of the US presidents, I'm not very political this way, but I think I really like the statement that it's amazing how much you can accomplish when you don't care who gets the credit. Because then there is no fear, then there is nothing, you can never be threatened, you can never be insecure. Then you do and render service purely. This is for Krishna. This is my offering for Krishna. Doesn't matter. And then knowing that sometimes you may render a lot of service and someone literally just sneezed near the service, but that sneezing person gets the credit and you don't get the credit. But understanding that this is again, that wasn't the purport, right? This is something sanctioned by the Lord. There is a reason. Yes, Sarthak. Oh, I thought you had to say something. So we discussed three things today. One was whether or not if demons exist in Golok, in the spiritual world. Second thing we exist is like how Krishna reciprocates with his devotees. All we have to do is be the authentic version of ourselves, find that service that keeps us ecstatic. And third one is how do we please Krishna? Like what is an unalloyed service where no one is watching us, no one is, we're not seeking any recognition. Would you like to add anything, Maharaj, before we end?
I'd just like to say, in terms of your class, the construct was good because you talked about two things that are a little esoterical, right? Mm-hmm. And Krishna is important, but the practical side came in part 3. Mm-hmm. So whenever we're reading or having discussions on spiritual subject matters, it's good to, put application to it. Mm-hmm. How do you convert it into the practical world? Mm-hmm. Not just to, talk about Leela, and all that's also always good because it occupies your mind. But what does it mean for you now, here on the ground, in the physical body? Mm-hmm. So you did that nicely.
Thank you. Anyone else would like to add anything? Any questions, reflections, thoughts? Okay, Leo, we'll go with you first.
There is a saying that if you do one step to Krishna, he makes 10 steps to you.
Yeah,
right?
yes.
So I think it means if you're late 10 minutes to the morning program,
he will be late like 10 into 10 minutes.
100 minutes.
That's right. Leo understood this. Can you explain this to other residents too?
They will know.
Well, he was the first one to show up for the morning. In fact, he was early.
That's very, very nice.
You know this saying, if you can't be on time, at least be early.
Wow, that's something to write down actually. Like if you can't be on time, just be early. Devanshi, you had something to say?
Oh yes. I really like the point when you were talking about in Ramayana how everybody, when the bridge was being made, everybody was helping in their own capacity, and everybody was trying to serve Lord Ram in their own capacity. Like I don't remember when I heard this, but there's a pastime where a squirrel was going in and out of the ocean.
Yeah.
And she would soak herself up in the ocean, come out, and then dry herself up and then go back in. She was trying to like dry up the whole ocean. She was trying to do that.
That's so sweet.
And then the big heavy lifters, they were like, oh, get aside, let the heavy lifters do all the work. But Sri Ram was looking at her service at that time, and he was appreciating whatever anybody was doing, even a little ant.
Right.
So sometimes we think that, everybody is helping the temple or serving the temple in this way, but I can only do this, so I should not even do something. But then understanding that everybody has a part to play in Krishna's plan, and just do what you can do, and that's 100%. If you're doing 30%, on a day in which you can only give 30%, it's 100% for Krishna.
Absolutely correct, right? Even Srila Prabhupada before, when he was in his Grihastha ashram, he was also thinking how I will support my spiritual master is by making all this money in this pharmaceutical business, and then, so that was his best at that time. Yeah, no need to over-endeavor anything. Like if you do it at your own pace, and then that's mode of goodness, because mode of passion will take you very high, and then high altitude, and then your enthusiasm will drop down. And it's very respectful to your own self, that and nice, you're being easy on yourself. And then you can raise the bar high. When you move into the ashram, not fanatically you have to chant 16 rounds or 34 rounds or 64 rounds. You can just start, okay, every Ekadashi will increase 2 rounds. Every time I criticize a devotee, I'll add 4 more rounds to my japa. And you can slowly raise the bar high and doing everything which is part, because Krishna loves everyone and everything is coming from him. So anyway, right? Amala, you had your hand raised?
Just this curiosity that yesterday in Prabhu's lecture we were reading how it was mentioned that Narasimha Dev has really nice when he appeared, he has goldenish eyes and everything. But here all the demigods, they are more like, oh, since because you have killed Hiranyakashipu, we have got our material opulences back, our wives, whatever different thing. That's why we pay obeisances to you. Everyone, Brahma, Shiva, Naga, Sandra, they're saying because you have killed Hiranyakashipu, that's why we pay obeisances to you. But why are they not like, okay, he's the Lord and he's looking so, great. And that's why we want to just pay obeisances. Why are they not glorifying the other features, just because of materialistic concept?
I don't know. I mean, there's something that we can ask demigods, why are they not doing that? But I think first thing is if something happens, at least for myself, I can say when I'm if I was heavily distressed about something and someone came to rescue me, I would first be just grateful of that. Or let's say one time it happened that I forgot my keys, and it was last winter, it was snowing and it was so cold, no one was opening the door, no one was answering the phone, and someone just came to the door. Instead of going to another basically instead of thanking him in certain way, I was just standing here, thank you so much for letting me in. Instead of understanding he's so kind, he's so thoughtful, he thought someone is knocking. Sometimes it happens, all those demigods were quite distressed. But it's I'm not sure about that. Does anyone else have an answer? Why would demigods not focus on Lord Nrsimhadev's Swarupa rather than glorifying him for just relieving them? Maharaj, do you have an answer? Okay. Does this help? Kind of. Okay. Antariksha, yes.
Leo mentioned that Krishna, when we walk 2 steps for Krishna, and Krishna walks 10 steps for us, and when we are late, we are conditioned
Yeah.
We have propensity to cheat, but Krishna is unlimited.
Right.
He is not having those conditions on him. So him
Right.
getting late,
Right.
totally
No, yeah.
contradictory to his
Right.
opulences.
Right. But waking up late for morning program is not conditioning. That's laziness, right? So yeah. So sometimes sorry, go ahead. Oh, I thought I had to answer this. Okay.
Second question was he was kind of cursed as a demon that he would be a demon in his next life. Hiranyakashipu. Was there any free will in the demonic life, or there is no free will for demons? They are like fully.
My understanding, I don't know too much about this topic, but my understanding is everyone has free will. Right, Maharaj? Everyone has free will.
It's a drama.
Yeah.
Like all the dramas that Krishna directs. You can, if script and the story tells that you have to be like this, then you have to play the role. Now you have a little flexibility. I can say with a high-pitched note, or I can come with a little stronger message. I think there is flexibility, but you have to play out the role. Like Shakespeare would be very upset if Macbeth wasn't done the way he wrote it. People will just say, "That's not Macbeth." So there's an obligation, but there's some wiggle room for sure.
Right. Does that answer? Okay. Anyone else? Any thoughts? Any questions, concerns?
It's always just Leela. Everything's a drama.
Right. That's something what was also there in purport. Like no one can understand why the Lord is doing certain things. So everything is Leela and arrangement. Any other thoughts? Okay. Just a friendly reminder. Karthik is coming very soon. It starts on 17th or 18th? 17th. So please, this is a good time while you're in the ashram to make, journal out some certain vows that you would like to follow. Maybe you want to chant, 2 more rounds, 2 extra rounds every day. And, of course, we will sing Damodar Ashtakam every day. You can sing in the evening as well. You can brainstorm some things, some austerity, like not fanatical austerity, like, I will not wear shoes or slippers and then you fall sick and then I take you to the hospital. Don't do those things. But like do something which is practical, right? Maybe I will not waste prasadam at all. Or I will always keep my room clean. I will read like 4 verses if I was reading 1 verse. Something like that, because this is the most auspicious time. And as I mentioned before that, like there's a pastime in Krishna book where the mother Rukmini tells Krishna that, in her previous life, she actually observed austerities during Kartik month and she took vows and honored those vows, because of which she was able to get Krishna as her husband. So please know that this is something that was also done by Mother Rukmini. So please try and journal some vows, and you can share it in Ishta Goshti if you like. Okay. Granth Raj Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Vancha Kalpatarubhascha, Kripa Sindhu Bhyevacha, Patitanam Pavane.